Welcome to the Zohar weekly connection class, Shana Tova. We're gonna start this new year with positive, good energy for a year full of success, happiness, health. We're gonna elevate our conscious, our mind. So the portion of the class this week is Shemini. Shemini in Hebrew means the eighth day, or the eighth Sephirah Binah. Just to give you idea, where are we at in time and space? We just finished Passover. We are during the period called Omer, and 50 days in a month, we're going to have Shavuot, receiving the Torah. So, according to the story of the Torah, we left Egypt on Passover night. We were traveling for 50 days, which the 7th day is the day that the Yom Suf opened, split, the ocean split, and we went through it, which is a holiday also, the 7th day of Passover. And then 50 days after we left Egypt, we received the Torah, which is the Shavuot. So we are in this period between Passover and Shavuot called Omer. You know, before I studied Kabbalah, all these holidays didn't mean much to me. I thought maybe it's a family gathering, we are eating some interesting food, it's a tradition. But after studying Kabbalah, we learned that it's not a tradition. It's a milestone through the whole year. There is a reason that we have all these holidays. It's not an accident. It's not a fun time. It's a process. It's a process of growing. It's not separated holidays. They are connected into each other. So, and each holiday, there's three major holidays, which is Passover, Shavuot, and Rosh Hashanah Kippur, Shalosh Regalim, the Siddurim of Shalosh Regalim. They are connected to each other. We're always preparing for the next event. We're always preparing our mind and our body for the next holiday that's coming up. So, the beginning of the calendar is Rosh Hashanah. Then 7 months after we have Passover, 9 months after we have Shavuot, and 1 year after again we have the Rosh Hashanah Kippur. And we are supposed to grow. We are supposed to grow every holiday. We are supposed to reach a higher level of maturity from one holiday to another holiday. That's the whole idea of celebrating. That's the whole idea of learn. We're always learning about the holidays. So there is I see we have new students, but we have reached a level, after studying so many years, I have to share with you guys words of Kabbalah, the language of Kabbalah. So there is a concept in Hebrew called Katnut Gadlut. Katnut means small, immaturity, and Gadlut means big, maturity. Katnut Gadlut. So the system, the Jewish calendar and the Jewish system is unbelievable, constantly pushing us to grow, constantly preparing us, and wants us to grow from what we used to be. To give a good example of Katnut Gadlut is a baby born, it's a baby. It's so immature. But compared to the fetus, it's already mature. That baby is immature compared to a 1-year-old baby. The 1-year-old baby is walking and talking. But again, the 1-year-old is still immature, still small compared to a 7-year-old child that goes to school already. And we can keep going, 20 years old, when we get married, when we get smarter, when we get older. So this universe built on a concept of Katnut, gadlut. Small, big. Immature, mature. So, what's the difference between this Passover and last Passover? And what I'm supposed to do to prepare myself for the next Passover? All the same? It's not. You're supposed to become mature. You're supposed to become mature. If I'm the same person of last Passover, if my wisdom, my knowledge, my understanding, my intelligence is the same as Passover, so I'm still that little baby. I didn't grow. It's funny, I hear people come to me, yeah, I studied Kabbalah 14 years ago, I knew it all. That's nice, but compared to today's wisdom, compared to what we are achieving these days, it's a baby, it's immature. So there is no such a thing receiving at all. There is no such a thing as knowing at all. There is no full there is a full maturity. That's when the Mashiach comes. That's the ultimate maturity. But till then, we keep growing. We keep growing from one year to another, from one holiday to another holiday. Katnut, gadlut. And why there is such a system? Because in constant, there is no growth. If you're always in a second grade, there is no growth in that. The growth comes only when there is maturity, immaturity. How many of us, we study for so many years and say, oh my God, I realize I don't know anything. Why? Because we realize we are immature. There is room for us to grow. So the purpose of these holidays, the purpose of going through the Jewish calendar from one holiday to another, and there is restriction and food restriction and eat and don't eat and build a sukkah, and it's all preparing us, making us an adult, becoming more mature. By saying more mature is adding to our wisdom, understanding, and intelligence. So now we study about Passover so many times, but again, we are ready for the next level of maturity. And when we study Talmud and Sefirot, we can see it better, we can understand it better. I give you guys a personal example. I look at my notes from last year. I say, oh my God, I can't believe I used to talk like this. I used to study these things. It's such a baby stuff. So we're constantly growing. The system want to push us to become wiser, smarter, more understanding. So right now we are in a process in Passover, Omer, and Shavuot. What is this? What is this game? What is this process we are going through? So Passover is coming out of Egypt, is coming out of darkness. The best example for coming out of darkness or being in Egypt is like you have a job that you don't like. Can you imagine every morning you go to a job that you don't like? You don't enjoy the job? That's called Egypt. You're in dark. You don't enjoy your life. There is no happiness in it. So we all have characters. We all have some negative aspects. We all get angry, nervous, hateful, controlling. There's so many negatives there that keep us in Egypt. So last year we attacked those negativities. We learned about those negativities and we try to control it or eliminate it. So reach Passover, hopefully, in one degree, in certain degree, we controlling and eliminating those negative aspects. So Passover, we came out of darkness. During the Omer, the 50 days of Omer, like we're going to study tonight, we are supposed to learn how to prepare this body. I'm out of Egypt. My job is done? No. My job is not done. Only in my head I came out of the Egypt. Now I have to put some rules and regulations and restrictions into my lifestyle. And that's what the Omer is going to give us. So we're going to study about the Omer. We're going to study up to tonight, the 13 days, what's my job. And then, by Shavuot, when I came out of the Egypt, I put some rules in my body, I put some rules in my lifestyle. Now I have to follow the wisdom of the Torah. Yeah, we can come out of the Egypt, we can build the body, but if I don't know who to follow, what to follow, I can get lost again. So, in Passover, we receive this light. You know, without the Creator, we cannot do much. So in Passover night, the full moon, we receive the light, the empowerment, the energy, the desire that finally this year I want to change my lifestyle. Enough with the complaining, enough with the bad relationship, enough with being unhealthy, enough with being in a bad circumstances. So I made a decision. I want to change my life this year. On Passover, we receive the light, the full moon, the restriction of the food, the Torah readings that we hear in Passover for 7 days. We stay home, we don't work, we are in a still menucha. So all those food restrictions and Torah readings and coming to Kenisa and gathering with family, all the happiness, all the goodness, all the agada, all the bracha we say, we're receiving the light, the potential, the potential to change, but it's only potential. And during the Omer, we're building a lifestyle. The light we receive on Passover, we don't feel it. We don't know not much about it because it's coming from a different universe. It's coming from the spiritual world. We don't feel it, but the influence, the reshima, the impression is in our body. Now during the Omer, we have to give it a shape. Don't do this, don't do that, you know, have a certain lifestyle. And then we receive the Torah, that it's a blueprint, it's a guidance, how I should live my life. So far we are okay. We understand that we want to be mature. How we can be mature? Through the holidays, through the learning, through the process, through studying the Torah and the Zohar, we can achieve, we can reach that maturity for this year. And you know, maturity, it's not easy. It comes through tests. It comes through up and downs. You know, we all go through tests during the year. We have upside downs. We have good days, good weeks, bad months. It's all part of that growing. Again, there is no growth in being constant. I want you guys to read this sentence. There is no growth in being constant. The growth comes from going up, coming down, changing, you know, accidents, you know, circumstances, fights. You know, the growth comes from movement. Sometimes, you know, things have to break down in order for us to build it back in a better way. Today, I had a phone call. A guy, you know, last week said a bad word to me, and he was sorry, and he called me and says, I'm sorry about the bad word, I'm sorry about my language. I said, don't be sorry, be happy, because we are both growing. You know, I don't feel the sorriness in it. Our job is to grow each other. There was a moment of low, now we're going to build the relationship even better. We're going to go even higher. In Hebrew, they said, kilkul al menat letaken, break down in order to build it stronger. So, if something doesn't go right in your lifestyle, Baruch Hashem, you know, I'm going to build it again in a stronger way, because I'm going to become a baby and I'm going to become more mature out of it. You remember the baby maturity. So only through paradox, only through, you know, strange, only through fight or paradox there is a growth. So
Yes.
let's start studying about the Omer, the 10 day, the days of Omer. So there is 50 days, 49 days of Omer, and the 50th day is Shavuot. And every day we say a blessing. You know, yeah, you can say the blessing, it's wonderful, but without studying it, without understanding the conscience of it, it's not going to do much. You know, on Omer, you're supposed to grow, you're supposed to learn, you're supposed to become more mature. So there is, for whoever is new in the class, on Yom Kippur, which is the most powerful day of the year, there is a Kaddish, we say. And after the Kaddish, we ask for 50 gates to open for us. 50 gates to open for us. Gate of what? It's gate of heaven. It's gate of Gan. Gate of Gan Eden. That we can enjoy its fruits. We can enjoy the fruit of the trees of heaven. So, can you just show up on Yom Kippur? I didn't do nothing the whole year. I didn't study. I didn't work on myself. I didn't work on my relationships. And show up on Yom Kippur and expect these gates to open for me? Is it possible? Does it make sense? Can you just show up to UCLA, knock on the door, and they're going to accept you? You have to go through the process of school and high school and college and then be accepted in UCLA. I'm going to close this window. So, you know, everybody show up in Yom Kippur because our soul knows those gates are available. But we have to prepare for it. We have to work for it. We have to go through the process of elevating, changing, maturity. This gate is for mature people. This gate is not for babies. So these holidays teach us how to become mature, get ready for those blessings. So the system, the calendar is so amazing. So 6 months before Yom Kippur, He want to teach us, He want to prepare us. So we can benefit from those fruits, from those heavenly gates. And in Omer, the 50 days of Omer are equal to those 50 gates. So we're going to study now about the gates in order for us, we're going to study the wisdom, the practice I have to do from now on until Yom Kippur in order for those gates to open for me. So you guys have the handout. We're going to start from page 579 in the bottom. So the first gate is Sharei Teshuvah, gate of repentance. We all know what Teshuvah means, but you know, I like to expand on it even more. Teshuvah is not changing your lifestyle or growing beard or changing your food habits. Yeah, that's nice. But Teshuvah means that, you know, I have the desire to change. I have the desire to make a change in my life. I need help, you know, to change. I done something wrong, which we all do. We all made mistakes. We all done something wrong. And the system is so amazing. It gives us the option to come back to the teshuvah. There is nothing in this world that we can make a mistake and we cannot fix it. Doing a teshuvah means I want to change myself. I want to bring mercy and love to myself. I need help to finish my tikkun, to do my correction. And like again I said, there is nothing in this world that we done that's not worthy of the teshuvah. It's a free ticket to come back. It's a free ticket to come back to life. I learned something amazing about Teshuvah. Teshuvah also means new person. It means Adam Chadash. I want to be a new person. I know it's difficult to get rid of addiction. I know it's difficult to change our habits. It's difficult to change a lifestyle we had for 40, 50 years, but give it a chance. Just have a desire. Say, I want to change. I want to make it Teshuvah. I want to be a new person. And the system, the universe, is going to help us to do the Teshuvah. I learned something amazing about Teshuvah. And it's so wonderful. How do we know that I'm in a process of doing Teshuvah? You know, sometimes we have tears, you know, we get emotional, or we hear something, or we are seeing somebody, or we are in a situation, our eyes gets tears up, you know, we have tears in our eyes. That's one of the secrets that we are doing our Teshuvah. We are doing, in that moment, in that process, we are doing our Teshuvah. Maybe we hurted somebody in our life, maybe we hurted somebody in our past life, bad relationship, bad situation, we done something wrong. But when do we have those tears? When we have those tears when we are happy, right? It's not tears of sadness, it's tears of happiness. It's actually tears of joy. We are hugging somebody, you know, that we haven't seen for a long time, or we haven't hugged for a long time. So the tears that we have in our eyes is indication that I'm doing my teshuvah. I'm in the process of doing my teshuvah. And the reason we are happy, because our soul gets happy. The whole purpose of the soul is to do its teshuvah. We are not here just for the physical matters. We are here to do our tikkun. So next time around, you have tears in your eyes for whatever reasons, and it's a joyful reason. It feels good. Knows that you are doing your teshuvah. You know, it's either comes out of love, it's either come out of closeness, or giving mercy to somebody. So that's a good indication. Are we good? Everybody got it? Yeah. Okay. The next one is Sharei Teshuvah, gate of deliverance. What is the Torah says? It says, God in the Torah says, Hashem says, I took you out of the Egypt. I took you out of darkness. 50 times in the Torah, like the same thing, I took you out of the Egypt. Saying that, you know, I want to change my habits, saying that, you know, I don't want to be angry and hateful, or I'm tired of this addiction is easy, but without the help of the Creator, we cannot change ourselves. There is no way we can come out of the Egypt, out of the darkness, without the help of the Creator. So we wanna recognize it. I cannot do it on my own. The only way I can do it is to be connected to my Creator. How I get connected to my Creators? Daily meditations, Shabbatot, Chagim, coming to the Zohar class, asking questions, you know, study this wisdom. And in English is a beautiful word, deliverance. You know, I need help to get out of this darkness. And the only force that can do it is with the help of my Creator. The next one is Sharei Tefillah, the gate of prayer. It's a lesson of, later on we're going to study it more. Tefillah is our connection to the spiritual world. Sharei Tefillah. The only way I can elevate myself, the only way I can elevate my nefesh, my ruach, my neshama, is to go through the process of the sidurim, to go up in the olamot, from olam asiyah to yetzirah, bria, atzilut, So another June he announced it during Shabbatot, we are going to this olam, we are going to that olam. Without being involved in the Shabbat services, without being involved in the studying of the Siddur and the Torah, without being connected to the Hebrew alphabet. Hebrew alphabet is a bridge between the physical world to the spiritual world. Why we said Anabakwach? Why we said Baruch Atah? Why? Why we shall eat the fruit, why we use the 72 names? Is the language of the spiritual world. Whatever I want is in the 99%. And the Hebrew alphabet, the Tefillah or the Sidurim, is the bridge to that word. The next gate, Sha'arei Torah. For a Jewish soul, for a Jewish neshama, there is no other way to elevate ourselves without the Torah. There is no way. I know there is a lot of wisdom out there, there's a lot of philosophies, a lot of classes. For a Jewish neshama, there is no way we can reach that maturity without the Torah. So it has to be part of our life. I remember my grandfather, my father, our ancestors, all of our fathers. The moment you mention Torah, they start shaking and they say, oh, I love Torah, I kiss Torah. It's in our blood, it's in our neshama. We cannot get away from it. Maybe it's one generation we have a distance from the Torah, but we're going to come back to it. Doctor is amazing. He said his 100-year-old father, every day he reads the Torah. A Jewish soul, a Jewish neshama cannot become mature without the connection to the Torah. And doctor says his father studied Torah every night. And I told him, I tell you the reason why he studied at night time. You know how the airplane has a black box that keeps all the information through the flight from A to Z? At night time when we sleep, we are sending our black box to the spiritual world, to the Creator. Whatever we've done, all the good, all the bad, all the positive, all the negative, it's all being stored into the black box. At night time when we go sleep, that black box go to the heaven. And this super giant computer open the black box and they go through what you did that past day. And the next day, they're going to give you the challenges, they're going to give you the obstacles, or the blessings, whatever that you need to keep growing, to keep reaching your goals, doing your tikkun. And when you read the Torah before you go to sleep, can you imagine you wrap this black box with such a beautiful thing? So obviously the next day you get blessings. The next day you get barakah. Good answer? The next gate is Sha'arei Shalva, gate of tranquility. Shalva. Shalva. Shalva means tranquility. Shalva means, how can you expand on tranquility, doctor?
Just serenity, peacefulness.
Peacefulness. Can you?
Calmness.
Calmness, thank you very much. Can you deal with any obstacle without being calm? Without having shalva? Tomorrow you go to your business, a check came back, there is an issue, there is a problem, there is too much traffic, I don't know, your baby come and draw all over your favorite painting. Can you deal with that situation without having tranquility? If you're an angry person, if you're a hateful person, not only you damage yourself, you damage everybody around you. So we need this tranquility in everyday life. There is no way we can deal with our judgments if we don't have tranquility. How often we go to psychology or the doctor, he says the first thing he tells us, calm down, relax, sit down, have a glass of water. Because we cannot deal with everyday life without having tranquility. The next gate is the gate of shalom, peace. Shalom is the goal. we had classes about shalom. Shalom and peace is the goal. We want shalom in our business, we want shalom bayit, we want shalom with our friends, we want shalom in our class, we want shalom everywhere within us and outside of us. Without peace, that's the ultimate goal we have. So we have to keep investing in it. You know, on Shabbat, what we come here, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, we are wishing for peace for each other. Is the ultimate goal. Have you seen these huge, big rabbis? They come from Jerusalem. You look at their face. Truly, you see Shalom. You see the peace in their face. And in our lifestyle in Hollywood, we are so far away from Shalom. But every day we have to invest in Shalom. The next gate is Sharei Ratzon, desire. Desire, you know, Ratzon. You know, we had classes about desires, Ratzon, you know, we should have a lot of desires. As a Kabbalist, we always says you have to have desire for everything. For all the money, for all the health, for all the happiness. But for what purpose? The purpose of Kedusha, for the right desires. So we all have desires, but we have to practice every day from now until Yom Kippur. That I have to evaluate my desires. From the morning until nighttime we have desires. So we have to invest into the good desires, the pure desires, beneficial desires, and eliminate the negative desires. The next one is Sharei Rachamim. Rachamim is in Hebrew means time. Sharei Rachamim means time. We have to ask for time, you know, so we're going to be able to do our job. You know, time, I look at the young generation, it doesn't have no meaning, you know, it's so worthless to them. They spend hours on social media. So time is essential for us. We have a certain amount of time on this planet to do our job. So Rachamim means that, you know, I'm asking for time, you know, having a free time to do my real thing. We are so busy, we are so consumed with so much. So I want to have a easier job, easier business. I have to ask for it. So I can have extra time to invest in my spirituality. The next gate is Sharei Refuah Shelema. Refuah Shelema means that there is no physical sickness. Every physical sickness, its roots is come from our consciousness, from our mind. We had many classes about it. There is no physical sickness without something's being wrong in our consciousness and mind. Of course, there are some cases that it's have to do with the past life, but our body is the manifestation of our mind and consciousness. So, Refuah Shelema means healing. I want to have a healing in my body or for other people's healing. But I have to know when I'm asking for healing for myself or for other people, I have to concentrate on the healing of the consciousness, healing of the mind. An angry person can't have a healthy body, a judgmental mind, a nervous, a worry. You know, you cannot. We talk about Lashon Hara, how damaging it is, and it's coming from our head. It's called our mouth is the manifestation of our thoughts. So Refuah Shelema, healing. The healing I'm looking for is the healing of the mind, and the body is going to follow. And the other aspect of healing is ask for healing because I have a job to do. I have responsibilities to do. That's a huge concept I always like to talk about, and this is a great opportunity. A busy person, a committed person, a responsible person doesn't have time to get sick. Write down this to yourself.
Again.
A busy person, a responsive, somebody that has responsibilities, you know, somebody that has goals, somebody that want to become mature, want to change himself, doesn't have time to get sick. So keeping busy, look at this. Americans, we see in hospitals, they're volunteering. They're 80, 90 years old and they're volunteering and they're happy and they're jumping up and down and helping in the hospitals. A busy person, you have to have responsibilities. People have to depend on us. When people depend on you, that's a good remedy for not getting sick. The next one, Kibbutz Galuyot, Sha'arei Kibbutz Galuyot. Kibbutz Galuyot means, in a Kabbalah language, means Knesset Israel. Kibbutz Galuyot means gathering all people. Or in Kabbalah language means Knesset Israel. There is no way we can be successful on our own. Our Judaism or Kabbalists, they don't believe that you can go in the middle of the desert or on top of the mountain and on your own you're going to become spiritual. No such a thing. We all connected, involved. Your goodness is my goodness. You know, my fault is your fault. We all one. Knesset Israel, Kibbutz Galuyot. There is no such a thing as I am the one. I need to take care of myself only. I can do it on my own. There is no such a thing. That's why, you know, they call it Bet Knesset, because it doesn't say the house of prayer. They call it the Bet Knesset, the house of gathering. We all have to gather. We all connected. We all completing each other. So we need each other. We have to be in through the classes, through the holidays, through the Shabbatot. We have to connect to each other. The next gate is Sha'arei Kibul Tefilot. Kibul Tefilot, it means to, what I say in English? A gate of acceptance of prayer. So, what kind of a prayer, you know, is accepted by the Creator? You know, can I, As Shalom, steal all week and hurt people and come and pray and say, you know, God accept my tefillah? It doesn't work that way. You know, I have to learn. I have to learn like the black box. You know, what you offering in order, what you have to offer, what have you done lately in order for the Creator to hear your prayers. So we constantly have to deposit into this account of goodness, of going out of my comfort zone, kindness, giving love, taking care of other people's. And, you know, it's not by accident we are going through the gates. First is Knesset Israel, and then is Kibul Tefilot. You want to give us a hint. In order for my prayers to be accepted by the Creator, I have to be part of the society. I have to be involved. I have to care for my people. I have to care for my friends and family and classmates and my members in Knesset. So, in order for the Creator to accept our prayer, do we answer our friends and surrounding prayers? The next one is Sha'arei Komimiyut. I love it, and it was past day. It was today, not tonight. Last night, the gate of Komimiyut started until tonight. Do you know what day was it today? It was the day of the Holocaust, right? It's not an accident, that the day of the Holocaust, Komemiyut means to rise up. Komemiyut in Hebrew, it means to rise up. To go back, to restart, to reboot. If somebody fall, in Hebrew they tell them kum, like to stand up. What a disaster, the Holocaust. We lost 6 million people. Look at Israel. Today Israeli jet pilots flew over Auschwitz every year. The Israeli president go to Poland, to Auschwitz, and he had a speech. Look at the comeback we did. We lost, what, half of our nation? In 7 years, look where we are standing. So, like at the beginning of the Teshuvah, doesn't matter how deep we fall, we have to raise up. There is an amazing story about Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva had 24,000 students. And all his students died during the Omer. Do you see Rabbi Akiva pack his bag and he says, you know what? Something must be wrong with me. I did a huge mistake. What kind of a teacher loses 24,000 people? Did he pack his bag? Did he go home? Did he stay quiet? No. He continued studying with 5 of his students. One of them is Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Everything we know about Kabbalah is the consequence of those teaching to the 5 students. He lost 24,000 students. But he says, no, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep teaching. I'm not going to... Failure is not the option. Failure is not the option. Not in relationship, not in having a country, not in business, not in spirituality. There is no failure. We're going to rise up. Actually, the Kabbalah says the fall is the test. The fall is the test. We fall, we lose something, we do something wrong, something goes wrong is a test for us to come back again. Remember maturity, immaturity? Do we have anything more valuable than state of Israel? And it came after the Holocaust. So Komemiyut, rise up. Rise up. We are not a nation that stays down. Doesn't matter how deep you fall. Thank you very much. In this portion, in Parashat Shmini, Aaron HaKohen, knowledge will always talk about it. He lost 2 of his sons, Nadav and Avihu. Do you see him crying? Do you see him wearing black and being sad? No, he says, Aaron, stay calm. He stay in shalom. He stay in peace. So, falling is not the option. We're going to rise up, whatever it is. And the last gate that starts from tonight until tomorrow night is Sharet Tzahala. Tzahala in Hebrew means happiness. But Tzahala is happiness with the voice. Not I'm happy inside, I'm happy with my voice. So, in short, it means simcha. It means to be happy, simcha. Can you achieve anything in life without simcha? Can you get married if you're not happy? Can you have a business if you're not happy? Is anybody going to welcome you to the class or to the kenisa if you're not a happy person? So the key to the maturity, the key to grow, the key to change, the key to be a new person, the key to make new friends, the key for any kind of a growth and success is happiness. So we covered 13 gates, 13 days of Omer until tomorrow night. Bezrat Hashem, next week we're going to cover the next 7 days. If you have any questions about the gates, we're going to talk about it after the class. Let's go through one subject and an amazing Zohar reading, and we're going to be done with the class. Are you measuring the time?
Yes, you have about 8 minutes.
8:45.
Okay. There was an amazing, we're going to go over it. There was an amazing lesson I learned this week. Doesn't matter how good we become. Doesn't matter how much love and how much giving and tzedakah and how much volunteering you're going to do. Doesn't matter how much you're going to pray, how much you're going to study Zohar and the Torah, but we still need miracles in our life. We still need miracles in our life. You can be the most righteous person. You can be in a level of Rabbi Akiva and Moshe Rabbeinu. We still need miracles in our life. Just by changing ourselves, just by becoming a better person, just going through the maturity, just transferring ourselves, we still need miracles in our life. How are we going to achieve those miracles? And that's the subject of right now. So, as long as we have this physical body, we can become the most righteous. As long as we have this physical body, we still cannot reach the ultimate spiritual world, the 99%. We are still going to be in the 1%. So the reason we need miracles is because we're still limited. As long as we are in this body, we are still limited. We still need miracles. That's something Nadav and Avihu, the sons of Aaron, tried to do in this portion. They said, you know what, I don't want to live in this world anymore. I see the Creator, I feel the Creator, I want to be with Him. I want to hang out with Him. And then the Creator says, no, that doesn't work this way. There is a reason you are in the physical world. You have to go through the process of the physical world. There is no shortcuts. With all the goodness, all the toughness, we have to go through the physical world. But then the Creator gives us a chance for miracles. Step one for bringing miracles to our life is we have to have this belief system that there was a perfect world. You know, originally there was a heaven, we were in heaven, it was a perfect world. We had the Torah number 1 that got broken, that was perfect Torah. But now, you know, the world is not complete. We have to put the pieces together. But there was a time that everything was perfect. And again, in 230 years, everything's going to be perfect again. But there is a reality that everything is perfect. No sickness, no disease, no death, no heartbroken. Everything is perfect. But now here, our job is to put all the pieces together and build up that world again. So the first consciousness to have, in order to have miracles in our life, that there is a perfect scenario, there is a perfect lifestyle, there is a perfect body, there is a perfect me out there somewhere. And I'm trying to reach that level. You know, how many times we see some sick people says, you know what, this is it for me. There is no way I'm going to recover. There's no way this addiction is going to leave me. There is no way my relationship is going to get better. Is that person going to be healed? Is that person's life going to change? If you don't believe that there is a perfect scenario for you, it's not going to change. But number one for miracles is there is a perfect me.
Energetic? I'm really sorry, I apologize.
No, you imagine.
So there's an energetic body of yours. It's not tangible.
Yes, it's not tangible.
Okay.
There is a perfect you somewhere out there in the spiritual world. Not sick, not addicted, no problems, no issues. And my job is to reach there. If I don't know where I'm going, if I don't know where my goal is, I'm never going to reach it. And where do we know that from the Torah? You remember when we want to cross the sea? There is a sentence in the Torah that it says, made the sea dry land, and then the water got divided. So what came first? I'm going to read it again. It says, God made the sea dry, and then the water got divided. So when it says the sea was dry, it came before the division of the water. So there was a time that that sea was open. There was a dry land. And we just rejuvenated. Excuse me?
Connect to it.
We just connected to that scenario that was in the past. This, our body, our life, our relationship, there is a perfect, like you said, energy. There is a perfect scenario. There is a perfect movie of it somewhere out there. But when I know it exists, I'm going to get there. When I don't believe there is such a thing, I'm never going to get there. That's why we always, the psychology says, be positive, you're going to be okay, don't worry, the sickness is going to go away. So there is whatever the scenario, whatever the difficulty, whatever the challenges, there is a perfect scenario in a spiritual world as force of energy is out there. If I believe in it, I can reach it. The second point is the portion of this week when the news came to Aaron that he lost his two sons. What the Torah says, and Aaron was silent, Aaron hold his peace. Sometimes we are working or we are doing our job and earthquake comes, So some people, they rush out. Of course, you have to save your life if you're in danger. But, in reality, we have to continue our life. There's a lot of obstacles. There's a lot of bad news. There's a lot of, interference. There is a lot of, wrong frequency we hear and we see every day. That doesn't mean we stop our life. We keep going forward. That's why I keep saying sickness doesn't exist. Death doesn't exist. Every other day we have a funeral here, come on, if you're going to come here every day, you're going to lose your mind. So we cannot believe in ends, we cannot believe in diseases. We cannot let it interfere us. We keep going forward. Aaron didn't say, I lost two sons, thank you very much, I'm going to quit my job, good luck to you guys. He didn't. We don't quit, whatever the obstacle is. They put us down, they fire us, they hurt us, they take our money. Whatever it is, we don't stop. We keep going forward. They call it flaky consciousness. I cannot have this consciousness of, I love God, I'm spiritual, I know Kabbalah, I teach Kabbalah, I study Kabbalah. All of a sudden you get a bump in your car and you're going to say, oh man, what a horrible day I had. I hate this life, God forbid. Look what they did to my car. Nothing interferes with our consciousness journey. The third lesson, if I'm flaky, how do you expect miracles if you're flaky? One day I'm upset, one day I don't know God, and maybe on Shabbat I'm going to come read the tefillah, God going to like me again. It doesn't work this way. We have to maintain the positiveness, maintain the consciousness of blessing. There is no I have, I don't have, I'm good, I'm bad, or I'm sad. No. Constant, positive consciousness. The third level, called Mesirat Nefesh, means give up the I, give up the me, give up the I. Mesirat Nefesh in Hebrew means to certain points of my life, I have to give up everything for that circumstances. There was a story in the Zohar we covered a few classes ago that two rabbis were traveling and a poor, extremely hungry guy came. He says, give me your food. And one of the rabbis, he gave all his food to him. And the other rabbi says, are you crazy? You're going to die from thirst and hunger. He says, no, I need to help him. And down the road, they go sleep under the tree, and a snake came to bite the guy, and another snake took away that snake and saved the rabbi's house, the rabbi's life. So Mesirat Nefesh means, and nobody can tell you when that moment comes to you. There is a moment, there is a sick person come to you. There is a moment that you have to give up everything about yourself and to help that other person, help your community, help that situation. You don't want no recognition, you don't want no reward, you don't want anything back. You have to give up everything about yourself. You know, miracle is a unlogical thing. Miracle doesn't make sense. Miracle is unbelievable. So sometimes you have to act illogical. Sometimes we have to act unbelievable in order to attract that energy of miracle to ourselves. Am I clear? Everybody got,
Yeah.
You know,
Kind of.
you know, it's not
This week we have to act like this, or
lifestyle. No, but
because
it's not every day. Not every day you can give up all your food. Not every day you can.
Exactly. And you
Not
mentioned
every
that
day. Not
being
every.
constant.
Not every day you can say, I'm not going to go to work because I have to help my neighbor. Not every day.
Yeah.
And nobody can tell you when that moment's come. Only you would know it. It's from your inside your soul. Tells you that I have to dedicate everything I have and whoever I am right now to this person, to this situation. Very illogical. Not every day, not all the time. You would know. If you're looking for that opportunity, you would dedicate your time, whatever money you have in your pocket,
Right.
whatever you can do in that moment to that person. And the last point of making miracles is the Hebrew alphabet. Hebrew alphabet. What we've been teaching and studying all these years, Anabakoa, 72 names, you know, reading the Torah, reading the Siddur, reading the Zohar. The Hebrew alphabet are a bridge from the physical world to the spiritual world. The miracles happen in the spiritual world, not in the physical world. So the only way to connect, the only way to attract miracles is to be familiar with the Hebrew alphabet, to study it, to learn it. If you don't know Hebrew, maybe this year you can make a commitment to start learning Hebrew. Let's go to the Zohar, and I want to record it so I know we go over time. We are in book number 14, page 410, section 14. One more time, book number 14, section 14, page 410. You know, it's an amazing section. I want you to mark it, and it's very, very powerful. Once in a while, page 410, section 14. Once in a while, you know, we become mature enough. We become worthy enough. We earn a merit. And the Zohar, you know, reveal some secret to us. And I marked this section maybe 10 years ago. It didn't mean much to me at the time. Maybe I was a baby, and now I'm more mature, so I can get it. Katnut Gadlut. And to me it was amazing. You know, we were so lucky that the Zohar revealed itself in such a way. What is the story? I'm going to say the story, and we're going to read it, and we're going to be done with the class. It's not an accident. A rabbi called Pinchas, which brings healing to mind and body. He was traveling with his donkey, and he was talking to himself, he was thinking Torah, he was saying prayers, and then he reached a prayer place. So he lock up his donkey, and he go inside the synagogue, and he start praying. When he done praying, he hear his donkey is crying. And he says, I know why the donkey is crying. Because while I was thinking Torah, while I was speaking Torah, my donkey took me through some dirty places, some unpleasant or unkosher places. And that's why he's crying. And then he walked out of the Bet Knesset, he saw there is a snake wrapped around the legs of the donkey. And the rabbi pronounced a sentence, and the snake fall off and shattering to pieces. It's a nice story, but what does it mean? Donkey in spiritual, in Kabbalah language, means the material world. Means the material world. You know, we can speak Kabbalah, we can study Kabbalah, we can do all the practices, we can come to the Kenis on Shabbatot, we can be extremely righteous, we go back to the beginning of the class. But our body, our desires, has its own mind, has its own consciousness. I still worry about myself, I still care for my pleasures, I still maybe do Lashon Hara, I still maybe watching the wrong movies, maybe I still have some thoughts I cannot control about the physical world. We have to understand the snake means the negative, means the Satan, means the evil inclination. The snake cannot touch our soul. The snake couldn't touch the rabbi. The snake go around the legs of the donkey. Is the most materialistic part of ourselves, where we want the money, where I want my pleasure, where I want my recognition, when I want my people thank me, when I want people to put my name, you know, all over the place. That's where the snake goes and wrap itself around itself. All the, you know, I can be righteous person, but somewhere I'm still controlling. Somehow I'm still judging other people. So the snake doesn't go after your Torah studying. The snake doesn't go after your spiritual conscious. The snake goes after your materialistic part. And honestly, we don't have a choice because we live in a material world. We need the money. We need the understanding. We need the love, we need the attention, we want the respect. So that's where the miracle comes. Doesn't matter how righteous I become in my head, my body is still in the physical world, and the snake find a way to wrap itself around my body. So with the help of the Zohar, with this amazing section, with this pronunciation of the Aramaic words, we're gonna wish, we are asking for that snake to shatter, to cut into pieces. That, you know, I want to have a life free of this snake. Whatever is stopping me to grow in my business, in my relationship, in our health. So there is this negative force, and this section of the Zohar help us to destroy that negative force. It's very similar to the section that we studied together a few years ago about the guy with the scar. It's as powerful as that section. So I'm going to read the Aramaic. Don't cross your legs. Don't cross your hands. Be in peace. Be in shalva. Be in tranquility. And we are asking by reading this section of the Zohar to create a miracle for us, to destroy the snake, destroy this negative force that's wrapped around our physical being. And I'm going to read it, that special sentence, I'm going to read it again after I read the English part. Don't cross your hand, don't cross your legs. If you have the book, follow the Hebrew alphabet. If you don't have the book, close your eyes and just pay attention to it. Ad dehavu azlai, mata idan tzalota. By the way, the snake word is chivya. Ad dehava azli mata idan tzalota, nachatu v'tzalu, ad dehavu mitzili. Kaptar chad chivya, beraglav de chamora, de Rabbi Pinchas. Kapta v'ga'at terei zemanei, betar desiemu tzalota. Amar Rabbi Pinchas, ודאי צערה הוא לבעירה דילי, דהה יומה דאקטימנה, והבינה מרחיש באורייתא, ועבור לי באתר דלכלוכה שיריה, והשתה מצרי לה, קמו וחמו חד חיביה, כתיר רגליה. אמר רבי פנחס, חיביה חיביה, זיל ואסחר, כותרך וכתפורה דחורה. את הכי את נשר חיביה ונפל כבסירי כבסירי. As they were going along, the time of prayer arrived. So they dismounted and said their prayers. While they were praying, a serpent wound itself round the legs of the donkey of Rabbi Pinchas, which was frightened, and thereupon uttered two cries. After they had finished praying, Rabbi Pinchas says, "Surely my animal is in pain, for it is being punished, because earlier in the day, while my lips were uttering words of Torah, the donkey took me through a place where there was dung. That is why it is now in pain." As they stood up, they saw the serpent coiled around the donkey's leg, and Rabbi Pinchas said, "Snake, snake, go and wind yourself around your own nest." At this, the snake detached himself from the animal's leg and fell into pieces. Chivya, chivya, zil ve'eschal kotrecha, וכתפורה דחורה, את הכי את נשר חיביה, ובנפל כבסירי כבסירי. Thank you very much. I think we passed the 1 hour. Have a nice evening. See you in the next class.